Hello everyone, this is Dueling Discussion. This is Zachary Dueling, your host. Now that we've talked about the entirety of the 2022 Senate elections, I pointed out one state in particular that was very important in these elections, but we did not cover in depth any state. So we're going to fix that, and we're going to cover one state in particular in depth in this video, and possibly more in the future. But as the Senate map stands right now, this is what it looks like. 50-50 split, Vice President Kamala Harris with a tie-breaking vote. Now, Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia are the states that are deemed to be pretty competitive in this election cycle, or at least very targeted by Republicans or Democrats. Democrats are very interested in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, picking up one of those two. Republicans are very interested in picking up Arizona or Georgia. At risk for is, of course, control of the Senate. If the Republicans can pick up Arizona or Georgia without losing Wisconsin or Pennsylvania, they will be able to have control of the Senate for the next 2 years. However, Democrats can pick up either Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. It will offset a loss of Arizona or Georgia, and it will allow them to maintain their control of the Senate. And if they don't, and if they win all 4 of these, it gives them votes to do what they want without the votes support of Senator Sinema of Arizona or Senator Manchin of West Virginia. So we're going to cover Wisconsin, this one. This is the hardest race to predict of the Senate, so we're about to talk about why. First of all, this is not a normal state. It's a very Democratic. On one seat, this is the Class 1 seat that we're on the left side here, currently held by Democrat Tammy Baldwin right there. Before her, Democrat Herb Kohl, and even before that, it's been a Democratic seat since 1958. However, the other side that is held by a Republican, the Class 3 seat that is up for re-election in 2022. It's currently held by Republican Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson beat Russ Feingold by, as you can see here, and this was by about 5 points. This was a very Republican wave year, very important year. Set the stage for how politics have been for the past 12 years. He was, of course, up for re-election, those senators being re-elected every 6 years. He once again was against former Senator Russ Feingold, and won it with about 3.5 points of margin of victory. So that's where we're at. He is a very Republican senator. He has voted against Biden on the infrastructure bill. He voted against the confirmation of Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. He voted against forming the January 6th Commission. However, he is not approved of in Wisconsin. As of the most recent poll from Marquette Law, he has a -9 favorability rating. Now, most politicians do have these negative favorability ratings, but a lot of people still vote for the incumbent with the bad favorability rating. So that is something to consider, but that is not the tell-all of this election. Now, to understand how Wisconsin's like, here's the county by county and actually breakdown of each state, or of each county in the state. This is 2016. President Trump carried this state by less than 1 point. And as you can see, very much red except in the population density. And if you don't believe me on that, here's the population density. Some in Eau Claire and Chippewa County, you have some people. Then in the westernmost part of the state, there's some people near the Minnesota border. Same thing more in the southwest. And then you have the capital city of Madison here, and Milwaukee over here. Also, Green Bay has some people in this general region as the primary population centers, and that is also where Trump has failed to carry. You can see that he did not even come close in Milwaukee County. Hillary Clinton carried that by 35 points in 2016. In Dane County with Madison, Clinton carried it by almost 40 points. Eau Claire County, she only carried by 8, and she actually did not carry Chippewa County. But then moving on to 2020, where President Biden carried the state by less than a point. It very much is lighter colors here. La Crosse County carried by 14 points, Eau Claire County by 11, Dane County 53 points, Milwaukee County 40 points, and then there's this county that's in the middle of nowhere, very small population that that was carried. However, that's not a lot of votes to be counting. Douglas County is another Democratic county that has Superior. That's near the one of Minnesota's population centers of Duluth. But so as you can see, this is very much a politically diverse area that tends to be very swingy. You can see all the colors on this versus the colors on that until the red's lightened, or in some cases even turn to blue. Now, the reason this race is so hard to predict is because the Democratic primary has not happened yet. Then technically the Republican primary hasn't either, but it's widely assumed that Senator Johnson will win the nomination on the Republican side. However, on the Democrat side, we have 4 candidates with a realistic shot, and that's stretching it for 2 of them. First up, there's Mandela Barnes. He is the current lieutenant governor of the state. He's very liked within the state among the Democrats, and he is projected to be Ron Johnson by 2 points in the general election. Note, that is within the margin of error for that Marquette Law School poll. However, that is still being projected as a win. He has the most endorsements nationally, and he also has the more national role in politics. He delivered an offshoot of the Democratic Party, the Working Families Party, response to the State of the Union in 2019, putting him more on the national stage. And then, secondly, you have Alex Lasry. Alex Lasry is the son of the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. He is a very pro-union person, but he is projected to lose by 3 points to Senator Johnson. However, when it comes to Barnes versus Lasry in the poll based on the primary, Lasry trails by Mandela Barnes by 4 points. Barnes polls at 25 points in the primary. Lasry has 21 points. And just a fun fact here is Senator Herb Kohl owned the Bucks when he was a senator. Just kind of a fun tidbit of information. Now into the fringe candidates who some people still see as having a very outside chance. You have Sarah Galuski. She worked hard. She kept to help Wisconsin keep the state treasurer's office, which she then ran for. She won. She is the current state treasurer in Wisconsin. And now she is hoping to replace Ron Johnson in the Senate. It's not likely that she wins the primary. She was polled in that same poll at 9%. Last candidate that makes it so interesting is Tom Nelson. He has arguably done the most in politics of these 4 in this primary, outside of maybe Mandela Barnes. He is the former Democratic majority leader in the Wisconsin State Assembly prior to the Tea Party wave of 2010 that put Republicans in charge. Since that, he is now county executive in, I believe, Outagamie County, which is a very deep red county that I might be able to find on this map. I can't, but it is a very red county. He is, I don't believe he has represented the state in Congress before, but he is one of the, I believe he was the first person to announce that he was in this race. But he is in 4th place among these 4, and that's at 7%. So there is a great gap between him and Barnes in 1st place, and even Lasry in 2nd place. So as it stands right now, its most likely candidate is Mandela Barnes or Alex Lasry. Even the 2 are different enough politically to where it is not feasible to predict on just one winning. And also, I have heard Republican campaign managers talk about this race before, and while it may seem like something that's obvious, they are not taking this race as a joke. They are concerned. They are putting serious time and energy into this race, and they know the importance of it nationally. So going back to this map, the areas that are going to matter: Milwaukee County. Both Alex Lasry and Mandela Barnes have ties in this area. The majority of the endorsements of Alex Lasry are from Milwaukee. The majority of Mandela Barnes endorsements are from national figures. He's been endorsed by at least 2 U.S. senators. I don't remember who. He is the most national supported candidate in this race. But Milwaukee is very important in this primary. Madison, Eau Claire County, which is where Sarah Godlewski is from. But so are all these red counties. How will they fare? Will they go with a more progressive candidate like Mandela Barnes, or they only play a bit more conservative, a bit more centrist, and go with someone like Tom Nelson? Because if those votes aren't going to Barnes, it's very likely that they go to either Lasry or Nelson, and that greatly affects how this primary plays out. And lastly, Wisconsin's a very purple state. Regardless of how this plays out, you can see here the last time a Republican won before Johnson was 1980, with Ronald Reagan also on the ballot in Wisconsin. Even in presidential elections, historically, it's a very purple state. 2016 red, and before then, you have to go back quite a ways to find when Wisconsin last voted Republican, and that was Reagan's first re-election campaign, I guess. And this was when the vast majority of states went to Ronald Reagan. This is a very hard race to predict, and until this primary plays out, it will be impossible to predict. So that is all I have for you today. And next up, I think I'm going to do an analysis of the Georgia Senate race and possibly combine that with Arizona. So if you'd like to see that, hit that like button, subscribe, and just stay informed.